In this demonstration, I'm going to talk about the impact of services running under Windows Vista. In prior versions of the Windows operating system, Windows Server 2003 and Windows XP, all services would run under session 0 along with other user applications, which was a big security risk. Since services run under system context and have the elevated privileges, they would essentially become targets to malicious user processes who were looking for a means to elevate their own privileges. Under Windows Vista, all services are isolated in session 0 and all applications run in their own other sessions. So first, let us look at how we can figure out to see which process is running under under which session in Windows Vista. So I'm going to bring up Task Manager under Windows Vista, and here you can see a variety of processes running. If I click on the Show Process from All Users button, you will see the elevation prompt and then be able to see all the processes that are running on my system. We also have a new column here. So if you go to View, Select Columns, we have the Session ID column that will allow you to tell which session each process is running under. So as you can see, there are some processes that are running under session 0 and there are some processes running on session 1. So there's kind of an isolation between all the services and the applications that are running under my login profile. So Vista has created this security barrier to prevent attacks going from one session to the other. So from a backward compatibility perspective, if you have an application that is interactive with the desktop and you want to show messages to the currently logged on user, we still have created this session 0 desktop so that you can still go and click on the messages prompted by the services. To demonstrate the backward compatibility, I have a small application over here. All this application does is it creates a timer on startup, and every 20 seconds it shows a message box, welcome to Windows Vista session 0. So the reason I've written this application is to demonstrate the fact that if you had a Windows service that was interactive with the desktop and you were trying to show messages to the currently logged on user, how would you see it under Windows Vista? So I've compiled this service and I'm going to install this service under Windows Vista. So I'm going to use the services install tool called install util, and I'm going to install my service, which is myvistaservice.exe. So the transaction install has completed. So now if I look back in Task Manager and look at my services and go to the services button, so I'll be able to look at all the services that are installed on the system and be able to control them. So here you can see my Vista service, that is the service that I just installed right now. I'm going to double click it, go to the logon properties and make it interactive with the desktop. And now I'm going to start the service. So every 20 seconds after I start the service, there's a message box that should prompt, and we'll see the behavior of what happens. So right in the taskbar, you can see this flashing button over here which says there is a message on the session 0. So I can go to that message, show me the message, and this brings me to the session 0 desktop. So now as you can see, there is no taskbar, there is nothing else other than just the message that is coming from my service. So this is session 0, and every message that corresponds from the service will be shown under this session. So there is a complete isolation between the user session and the session 0, which is where the services with interactive to the desktop will show all their messages. So every 20 seconds you're going to see this message. So I'm going to return back to my session. So it comes back into session 1, and whenever there's a message in session 0, you'll see the flashing sign on the taskbar which tells that I need to do some action over there. So this is how Vista has provided this security mechanism to prevent any kind of attacks from an application into the services. You can definitely read more about this at this website. So there's a very good document which talks about the impact of session 0 isolation on services and drivers in Windows Vista. This is the URL for it. And for any other application compatibility settings, you can always go to devreadiness.org, which gives you all the details of getting your application ready for Windows Vista. Thank you very much.